All right. So I'm here with, I'm Rhianna, and I'm here with Ludvig.
Hello.
Amrit.
Hello.
And Axel.
Hi.
We've got 3 Swedes and me. I think this should be the name of the podcast for now. The first episode, 3 Swedes and me at Inskrivning. We're sitting here in Gästrike Helsing's Inskrivning room. And an Inskrivning room is like the reception where things start, where your journey at the nation kind of starts. And we're here to bring people in. Going to the Inskrivning, like, what would you say it is?
I think it's like the place to get your first impression of the nation, to get introduced to the nation life. And if that doesn't work, it's hard for people to actually know what's happening at the nation, to know what's happening. Otherwise, then if you just think it's a pub or a club where you can go and party or drink beer. But if you actually get to know the people sitting here and hear about the gas, you understand it so much more, and who actually are working here, and that there are other students who are actually keeping it alive. Yeah. These traditions. Because otherwise, that information I didn't get the field when I started here. So I started becoming involved in like our engineering societies, and didn't understand until a couple years later what the nations actually were.
Because I guess it translates roughly as like sorority or fraternity, which everybody associates with American movies and these kind of frat houses and things like that. But it's so much more than that, and it's so kind of historical, right?
Yeah. That's what my parents, they thought it was just in America. Yeah. Like it was a lot of party, sex, drugs, and so since I started here, they have been always asking like, oh, you're going clubbing, how are you doing like that? And I have to no, I'm actually board gaming or doing nothing. I have to actually prove it. No, that is not what nation are for. And nation are mostly about giving students kind of a break from studies. Because I really need it sometimes when I study a lot. I really need to come down here and just chill.
Yeah. Ludvig, do you remember that you were the first person who signed me up at this nation?
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't know that. So I signed up with you and another guy who I ended up doing a lot of Sudoku puzzles with on Saturday mornings. And I remember in the first time that I like to play Ultimate Frisbee, which is part of the reason why I joined here. And then you ended up being, you didn't end up being, you already were, quite a big disc golfer. And
they started up playing Ultimate Frisbee a lot with.
And now you have,
So it was a lot of fun that more people getting involved in the athletes association.
Yeah, it kind of snowballs. You get one person doing something, exactly. And then everybody kind of, and that's part of it. Yeah. Do you remember the first time that you signed up?
But it wasn't here. It was actually at the Snärkes Nation. Yeah. I became the member there 5 years ago. It was in the fall semester, and it was so many people because the first day was a semester, and we were super confused. I had no idea what I was doing. Meeting all these new people. And just had realized we started off at our campus over at the engineering campus, and getting everything knowing everything there, and then it was now let's go down to town and get and you learn all about the nations as well, and getting bombed with information, and it was super fun. But sadly I missed out on a lot of events from the nations because they had this package where you got Rest Gask and other small events. But we were gonna miss 2 because of some events, and so we didn't buy it. And then we thought we can buy the tickets for the Rest Gask later. But then they sold out, so I never went to my Rest Gask, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, actually, I had the same thing because I first joined at Västgöta Nation, and then I came here afterwards, and by the time I came to sign up here, there were no tickets for either. And actually I ended up being kind of snuck into the reception because I became friends with Henrik, who was like, yeah, just come down, it's fine. So I got a bit of a chance to kind of see things, but not the gask, which I think is important. How about you, Amrit? Do you remember your first time you signed up?
Yeah. I did it online.
Oh, you did it, yeah.
I never ever went to an Inskrivning, which is kind of a big regret, because if I did, I would have known more about the nation. But I also think it was kind of good experience, because I went from Stockholm, because I'm from Stockholm, so I thought it was going to be my perfect place, but it wasn't. So I went to Öge, I thought it was going to be my perfect place. It didn't either work, and then I went here to Gebo.
Nice.
And now I really like it.
Yeah, it's a bit like Goldilocks.
Yeah, Goldilocks.
Where she tries in different nations.
It's like a commitment. If the relationship doesn't work, that's the end.
Yeah, you got to find the lagom
Yeah,
nation, the one that works for you.
Yeah.
So we've already talked about Ludvig and how he joined, but Axel, how did you join?
How I joined GH, or how I joined.
How do you join the nation? Did you go to an Inskrivning?
I did. I started studying engineering in 2013, and on the first day here in Uppsala, we got a quick introduction about the nations, and then we went to tour about around Uppsala and saw all the nations. The thing was though that I never heard about the nations before that day, so it was kind of hard to decide. And since most of my classmates chose Norrlands nation, which is also the biggest one, that is where I joined. But I got the chance to look at most of the nations, although I missed GH completely, and that's where I ended up.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, so it
just shows you, doesn't it? Doesn't matter where you go.
It really doesn't matter, and it took me about a year to join GH afterwards. And but Norrlands, it was since it's the biggest nation, they also have a big process. It's not as intimate when you join. You do it at the reception, and I'm not sure if we went there on a special day when they didn't have an Inskrivning as we do. But it was very formal. You stood in line, signed up, got some merch, and then you left.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was when I joined.
I think a lot of people put a lot of pressure on it as well, as you said, like trying to make that decision, because you feel like that decision is going to be kind of your ultimate decision, and it's going to affect everything. But actually, you can just change. It doesn't really matter too much.
I haven't done much at Norrlands, but I've gotten all my housing from it. A student room before, and now an apartment, so I'm still glad I joined Norrlands also.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of people join for the housing too, right? That's true. But you two joined GH together?
Yeah, the same semester, I think, but not the...
Yeah, we started at GH on different time. For instance, I went here first for the choir. So in 2014, in the fall, I started the choir here at GH and got involved that way. And I think we both realized that even though we had a really nice pub technology, GH had a lot bigger selection of beer, so we started going here about once a week. And then we also realized that it was pretty easy to get started working at the nation.
Yeah, I mean, because you mentioned that you were part of the engineering, because then you have like the Inspark, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's your whole...
especially I think that's why it's so much overrepresented with international students at the nations, I think, because like they don't have this Inspark when you get to know everything from the former students who are studying the same program as you. So they can only like get to know the time through the nations, and if they want to like get some Swedish friends, they do it at the nations often, and so that's why they were really represented. While the Swedish students who start studying here from the beginning, they go to their like Insparks and they get to know everyone at the program, and then they start being involved in their programs, activities, and they don't really get here to the nations.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, so it's not just a clubby place.
No, exactly.
It's where we get to do other things as well. It's true.
Yeah.
Like a nation. Yeah, it's interesting when people come in and you say, we have sports and we have choirs and we have all sorts of different activities, and then also those formal dinners. Yeah, that's nice. So do you have any final tips for new people coming in?
I have.
Yeah?
I think it's really important that they come here in the nation and ask us as many questions as they want us to.
to answer. Yeah, there's no point in asking a question if you don't want an answer, is there?
I think that the point is don't be afraid, because when you kind of see a big house and you're kind of, oh, it's so scary. Like I feel like I was just like them, so I do understand. But you also have to have the like, no, I have to go and ask them like, what does this nation even offer me?
Yeah.
And that is the important thing. I think you should ask them like, what can the nation offer me?
Yeah.
In that term.
Yeah, I think from being on this side anyway now, you see, the question you get asked the most is always, why should I join your nation? And then it becomes like a pitch kind of thing. And I think it doesn't really matter which nation you join, just as long as it's all about how you feel.
Yeah.
And you don't know how you feel until you're there, until you're a part of it, until you kind of make your friends and see who you connect with.
So I would really recommend work a shift here or in any other nation and see how the people treat you, or in the way they are, how they handle the attitude in the nation.
Yeah.
And see if it think for yourself and be like, I don't like this nation. Okay, I will go to the next nation. And then if you find the nation, then you will feel by yourself like, no, this is the nation I want to be in.
Yeah.
And also even if you don't want to be involved or act in the nation, you maybe just want to go to the pubs and clubs and stuff like that. It can be good to come in here and anyway and just talk to the people here and try to understand what the nations actually do and what they can offer. Even though you maybe don't find anything that's interesting you can always understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you both, and I think it's the question that you say you get asked a lot. What can the nation offer you, or which is the right nation? It's a very hard question to ask because first of all, it really depends on what you prefer to do in your free time, who you are as a person. So, and also because the nations kind of shift. One nation doesn't look the same from year to year. The regular activities they do might change from one year to another, and what a big part of that is the people joining. So you can definitely come here with your own IDs. It might be hard to, your first semester at the nation, start a new club, but gradually that can be a new thing in a couple of years if you pitch that ID. So we definitely need new people all the time, and it's very important for the nation to strive forward and become bigger.
True. Yeah, absolutely. It's a good point. It's not the nation that shapes the people, it's the people that shape the nation. And yeah, I think that's a really good point, and that's a really good way for us to kind of sign off here. Cool. Thanks very much.
Thanks.
Yeah. See you next time. From me, Rhianna,
Ludvig,
Axel,
Amrit.
the 3 Swedes and me.